This podcasting out is on here. Let's check this out and see if they're really on there. Oh yes, now we are on this podcasting. Oh man, how's everybody doing? I hope everything's going good. So let me pop out the chart here, chat, so that I can see what's going on. Minimize this one, cancel, minimize this one. So, hopefully everything's working. How's everybody doing? And like say good morning, good afternoon, all depending on where everybody is. I hope y'all can hear me. Don't see anybody saying hi in the chat. But this has been one heck of a week going on this last week. I'll get to that in a minute or two. Let's just wait and see if anybody's going to be starting up. And then I also have to start doing some painting. Have to finally finish up my rocket and root dia that I have here. Had this thing sitting on the coffee table for a long time, and everybody that came to visit, well, Don, that looks good, but looks like you need to finish it up. And you know, painting is one of those things where I always say you have to have a desire for it, you know. You just can't pull everything out and start painting without even having an idea in your head what you want to do. So you think about it for a while, and then if you're lucky enough, you come up with an idea. Then you start pulling everything out and getting everything ready to paint. But Thomas, I hope you're watching, because the reason why I was having one heck of a week, a good friend of mine contacted me last week, I think it was last Thursday, Wednesday, something like that, asked me if I could help him out with something. I said, yeah. What do you need? Well, I need you to print something for me. 150% enlargement. It's okay, send me the STL file and I'll start printing. Well, I started printing. Looked really nice. And this is with a 0.15 layer height. Something I couldn't understand why. You know, this is supposed to be a smoke. You know, something like my rocket. You know, the clouds that come from rockets, rocket engines or whatever. It's supposed to be something like that. But printing this at 50 millimeters a second and 1.5 layer height, 10% support, because well, you can see here all these little islands here. There was an island here, there's a little island here, a little one here, a little one here, a little one here. And by the time they get connected, you know, that's a lot of stuff that's got to be printed. And those items, they all started out with 1 or 2 points, and then the next round it started circling around that, making it a little bit larger and everything, but it's something I had to keep an eye on all the time. But for some reason, I don't know why, I had in the X layer shifting, as you can see here. Woke up in the morning, thank God I woke up early enough. And at the time when I was printing this, I was using up a lot of rest rolls of filament in white that I had. So that night, I was sleeping on the couch because I was getting up every 2 or 3 hours, taking a look at the spool to see if there's enough on there, for the next couple of hours, and then lay back down again. But when I woke up, there was still enough on the spool, but layer shift. I thought, holy cow, what's going on here? But anyway, I repaired, or I thought I'd repaired. I re-spliced it again in S3D with 0.2 layer height, because I thought that 0.15, that's ridiculous. That would have been a 95-hour print. And when I set it to 0.2 layer height, all of a sudden, that was just a 63-hour print. But anyway, I started the next print. Almost at the same height, and I was sitting right next to it. It's printing again. I had to keep my eyes on that spool because it's almost empty. No, but I was sitting right next to it, and then because of the little points, as you can see here, for example, this little one right there, and then the other points that they're getting bigger, and this one here started out with a point on one side and then a point on another side until those two started to get connected, and then there was one. I'm going to move my finger in the right direction here. Yeah, there was a little point over. Where was it? Right about here. And then we started building that up. I didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, then I was taking a look about every 10 minutes, And then I looked over and I thought, oh man, that can't be true. Stopped the printer because it started to do another layer shift. In the X. Absolutely no reason why there should be a layer shift in the X. I mean, it's not catching anything. And because of those little points and everything, I was keeping an eye on that. And every once in a while, I had to take my spatula. When it got finished printing at one point, I just took my spatula and flattened it down a little bit because, I don't know, cooling wasn't cooling it fast enough or whatever. I mean, I have a new cooler on my D9 with 360 degrees, and a good blower fan on the side. So there's a lot of air coming down, but for some reason, once in a while the ends would curl up a little bit. And I thought that could be a problem because it could be caught under the end, on the bottom of something. So I always had this right away so that I could keep an eye on that in the beginning, and as soon as it finished up one point, I'd press it down for a second or two, pull it away, and then go to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then I'd take a look across it, and then I could see, okay, everything is flat, everything is good, you know. So there was nothing being catched. But why the heck there was a layer shift? Hey, Construction 3D. Why there was all of a sudden a layer shift? And because I wasn't really sure, you know, I took the card back out of the printer, put it back in the laptop, opened the G code up in S3D. Took about 5 minutes before it was finally opened up. I don't know why, but yeah, I was looking at it in S3D, and everything was okay. You didn't see any type of defect in the G code, you know. So I thought, okay, you know, lucky enough, I did get a new delivery in. White PLA from my all filament delivery. So I have enough filament here to finish that up. But you know, I thought that was really cool. Print something like that in white, using up all the rest rolls of white filament that I have, and that was about 6 rolls of filament. In my recycling bag, there's already 4 empty rolls in there. There's the 5th one. I think it's going to take about another half hour or something like that, and then I have to change and put on a fresh roll of filament. But yeah, that's really strange. No reason why there should be a layer shift. Yeah, but anyway, I've got a little bit of painting that I want to do today to finish more of this up. I've still got to paint the ground. I've got to do some painting on Rocket. Not much, but a little bit. And this is the Rocket that'll be mounted here. And it's going to be looking like that. But yeah, it's Rocket. I was thinking about using something similar to an army green to paint that. And then when I have that done, I have to start painting all those rocks and ground. Now, that'll be a couple hours worth of work, but I'll just paint the Rocket for today. And keep my eye on this printer. I mean, that is really strange. But Thomas, if you are watching, you know, you asked me to help you out, and I'm trying to help you out. But let's just cross the fingers and hope that this one's going to work. Right now, what you see, that's running at 60 millimeters a second. I'll be tuning that back down to 50 when it gets a little bit higher. And then when it gets to the point where those small islands are going to be printed, I'm going to slow that down to 40. and then print that with 40 until the items get bigger so that I don't have to worry about them. Then I can jump the speed back up to 50. But all in all, this should be normally a 63 or 64, 65 hour, S3D said 63 hours, but we know S3D is not totally correct with the hours. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be about 65, 66, 67 hours, something like that. We'll see. But hopefully I will get this in one piece done for you and be able to send it off. But anyway, how's everybody else doing? How many people we got watching today? Huh? 3 watching right now, and only 1 person in the chat. Is right. That's not good at all. But where is that again? Yeah, there it is. There's the link for the Hangout if anybody wants to come jump on in. Let's see what y'all are up to. Yeah, Construction 3D. You go to channel. Check you out real quick here. I'm not even sure. No. Okay. Got another sub there. Connection 3D. Construction 3D. I already see here. Hey, Thomas is here now. Hey, Tom. Did you just join or were you here for the last 15 minutes? And saw what I was showing off? Or do I have to show it off? Or do I have to show it again? Did you see what I was showing? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if I have to show it again. I mean, that was really strange. Huh? Show it again? Okay. Yeah, Thomas, like I informed, the picture that I sent to you in Facebook Messenger, that was for this one here. And you can see right there what the layer shifting is. And the layer shifting is in the X. Why there was a layer shifting, I do not know. I can't understand why there was a layer shifting. And this was the ripped file that was with a 1.5 layer height. And anyway, as you can see, all the items are there and everything. I mean, it doesn't look like that there was something that might have jumped up and jammed print head or something like that, so that the print head would shift or something. Because everything's nice and flat here. I mean, I was paying attention to that, make sure that nothing was sticking up. But yeah, that's the one that I showed you in Facebook. This is the one I was sitting right next to that I was checking almost every row because of these little islands. When they started out in the beginning, there was a problem that I saw. Uh, for example, when it printed one island right here, yeah, when it printed one island right here, and then went over to the next one, I'd normally have to take my spatula and press that down a little bit, until it was flat enough. I don't know. I've got a good part cooling fan on there with a almost 360 degrees. I mean that thing is blowing really good, but I just looked away, and this right here is only 2 layers. Yeah, I looked away. When I looked back, I had to press the stop button again. I had this layer shift again, almost in the same height as the other one. Almost. But I was looking at it, and there's nothing sticking up. Therefore, there is no reason why there should be a layer shift. And this is in the X axis. I mean, this is really strange. Yeah, and even the new islands that it started printing, that one's still there. I mean, this one here would be getting bigger until it's connected to this one, and then there'd be the next island would be made over here or something like that, until it gets up to a point where you could see all the heights and lows in it. But yeah, I mean, this is strange. I have no idea why this is happening. But anyway, let's see what's going on. I mean, that was not really a good opportunity, but that yeah, I did change in the new one the layer height from 0.15 to 0.2 layer height. And when that problem happened again, tree-like support, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that, Thomas, because with all the little islands that start popping up everywhere, I was thinking about doing something like a tree-like support. That would have been a lot less filament, but I spent about something like half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, something like that. I was testing the different support systems, ripping that in S3D, and then taking a look at it again, and then seeing every once in a while, oh man, problems again. And then the best thing was, good thing I took a look at that closely. I had all the support here, but there was no support on top that has to go up to where those tree-like smoke pistons are coming down, you know. As support roof. Yeah, but for some strange reason, S3D doesn't have support roof. However, I only have the 4.0 version of S3D. You know, the one that was being sent out at I think it was Murph or Earth. There was somebody there that was giving out SD sticks to everybody with S3D 4.0 on it. And I was lucky enough that a friend of mine over there, he got one of those USB sticks, and S3D, it's called dense support. I have to take a look again and see. But I'm not going to stop this just to take a look and see. No, but anyway, I got that sent to me from a good friend in America. That's why I have it. But after installing it, it was really strange. It registered to God. Password is unknown. You can choose 2 to 3 layers. Yeah. I know what you mean there, Tom. I know what you mean there. I mean, I have it down to the minimal, and that's at 10%. I was trying 5%, but with 5%, I would have had a problem when it was getting up to the point where it was starting to print those islands. I was taking a look at that in S3D and seeing that some of the islands they would be printed from the start in air without anything underneath it. I went from 5% up to 8%. 8% was getting close, and then when I went to 10%, looked like that was going to be good enough. But yeah, that's only S3D said 930 grams, almost 1 kilo. To the dense layers, you can take 10 and then dense it up to 65. Yeah, I know what you mean there. That's something I'm going to have to work around with to see, because I think that's something that you have to lay them extra sections on, saying something like layer 1 to layer 100. You have to do it like this, and then from layer 101 to 150 or whatever, you know. That's something I forgot to check out. That would have been possible with S3D that I have, but yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Because when it gets up high enough where I know the islands are going to be started to print. One thing's for sure, I'm going to slow the speed down to, let's say, 45 millimeters or 40, and still keep an eye on that. I mean, good thing is I can work here, and I have that printer sitting right there next to me, where I can always check it out, you know. Yeah, like I'm saying, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, this is totally a BS, you know. You're the fifth guy that tried to print this. Why? Am I the fifth guy that you asked to try and print that for you? Does that mean that four other guys who were having problems too? Oh man, that doesn't sound good at all. But yeah. Oh, and hey, Thomas, I'm still looking around for a new apartment. So, you know, if you happen to find something over there close to you, either with an elevator inside or ground floor, and also a parking place for my electric scooter. But I'm not sure about over there, you know, who knows? Might have to have a garage for my electric scooter, because if I was just having that thing parked outside right underneath my window or something like that, who knows, the next morning I might wake up and that thing might be missing and be found over there in Poland or something like that, you know what I mean? As we say in German, heute gestohlen, morgen in Polen. Today it was stolen, and tomorrow it is in Poland. But, you know. Huh? Printed by this bewitched? No, no. I hope not. I hope not. I mean, it is really strange, Thomas, you know, because when I was printing this part right here, I had to split it right here in the middle, as you can see. But yeah, I had to split it in the middle right here. Only glued it together. I haven't done any after work on it or anything like that. You know, I'm gonna have to do some sanding and filling on it. But I had to split this, and then I printed this piece up like that, turned it around, and printed this piece up like that, you know, from the bed. And I mean, this is a lot higher than what that is, and there was no problems there, you know. I just glued them together. This is for Star Trek, or laser rifle. Was shown in the Star Trek video where they had to go back in time when they were following the Borg. I have to spray on. I'm in the garden. I have to finish my airbrush work. Ah, okay. No problem, Thomas. No problem. But yeah, almost looks like another 15, 20 minutes. Another 15, 20 minutes, and then I have to hit the pause button and change the filament. I think there's about 2 layers of filament now on that spool right now. Yeah, a phaser gun, but this is a phaser rifle. I was thinking about putting some lighting in it, using a laser pointer or something like that. But I'm not sure if that'd be a good idea. Maybe just use some red LEDs or something like that, So that thing does have a tunneling system for cables, and it has a compartment where you can put batteries in it and the electronics in it. Yeah. There's a tunneling right here, and in this area right here that'll be covered up. You can put your batteries in here, you can put your electronics in here. And then it has an opening that's coming towards the back. It has an opening here that goes down all the way to here, so that you can put your cable system through. I think that's probably the area where the trigger is. The trigger is movable, so you can put a spring in it or a switch, But I still have a lot of parts that I have to print there. Oh man. And 34 degrees Celsius outside, and I have 32 degrees here inside. I have the fan about 3 feet away from it, blowing on me. But oh man. Yeah. So I don't want to start painting until I change that roll there. So I have to wait for a few minutes before I start doing some more. Ah, okay, Thomas. That's no problem. Oh. Oh, damn. That guy looks nice. Is that something that you printed, Thomas? Or is that something that somebody else made for you? Or that guy looks really cool. That looks really cool. Where's it now? Display left. Display left, transition. So I'll pull this one down right here so that you guys can see what Thomas is doing. That looks really cool. I hope that's okay that I showed that, Thomas. Now that looks really cool, Thomas. Oh yeah. That, not much left on the roll. Yeah, there you go. Not much left on the roll. Just have to wait for that one to finish up. Ah, okay. What picture? Aha. Okay. Okay. You're doing a complete restoration on that guy. No, but that looks really. I must say the work that the painting that you're doing on that guy, that looks really good. It's really good. Hey, nice job. So that means if I have something that needs an expert painting on it, all I have to do is just send it to you, huh? Oh. Yeah, who else is watching? 6 people are watching. Hey, come on. Say hi in the chat. I only see 2 people in the chat. Nobody else want to say hi? And if you can scroll up a little bit higher. There's or you go into the Discord. And there's a link for the as if it's correct. Yeah. QB8 W8 W8 yeah. There's a link up above and also over there in my Discord. And admin chat, there's a link there. If anybody else wants to jump on in, I'll be here for another, I don't know, half hour, something like that. I think another 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. I'll have to do a filament change. And then when that's done, then I'll be able to start doing some paint. Oh, that's really cool. Thomas, our filament. There you go. With the code OWL20, you can get 20% off on filament rolls. OWL20. Yeah, no problem, Thomas. I got that roll ready now so that I can pop that one on when the time comes. Those little silica bags that always come with the rolls, I always keep them, put them in another bag with my silica boxes that I have. I keep them extra, just in case. And I also have some larger zip tie bags where I can put rolls into if needed. Check this thing out. Yeah. Okay. It's interesting. Right. Another thing I need to check out. Every once in a while, in the past, I always had a problem with filament. Yeah, 1.76. That's not a big deal. That is not a big deal. There was a time when I was having some problems with filament that I was receiving. It was going from 1.75 up to almost 1.9, 1.83, things like that. Where I was slowing the flow rate all the way down to 80%, just so that I could get the filament to come out normal. But something else that I wanted to show off. Good friend of mine has always been going out, flying model helicopters, model planes, and with another guy who is also a friend and now a good friend. We were out there. We were talking a little bit, He told me, well, Don, if you don't really trust yourself at all with flying an airplane or flying a helicopter, I have something for you. 1 second, let me get it. Because this is something that's really interesting. Typhoon Q500 4K unit. I mean, oh God, this thing is heavy. When you open it up, first off, there's your colors, about 8 of them, then tool to change, then accessory box, put that to the side, And this here is the quad. I mean, this thing is huge. But yeah, this is the front. Normally there's supposed to be a gimbal camera hanging down here. Where it is, nobody knows. Now there's a controller down below and a lot of other stuff too. But yeah, one of the motors is defect. It looks like. So they told me, Don, get that thing fixed, get it flying. And when you have it flying, just give me 50 euros for it. I was thinking, yeah, okay. 50 euros. Yeah. Then I was taking a look in eBay to see what those things cost. Ha! The gimbal camera for it would be around about 400 euros for that quad. And if you want to buy that quad brand new, you would be paying something like 900 to 1,000 euros for that thing. And I was thinking, Jesus, that is expensive. That was really hard to believe, you know, if I didn't see it with my own eyes. Oh, yeah. It's getting down to a position, it's getting down where, oh, and it's really nice. With the original software that was on the Wanhao D9, that was not possible. It's after doing the updates on it, I can hit the pause button. Print head goes to the side, comes up to the front. I can change the filament. That thing stays at 10. I can change the filament, press resume. It'll go back to where it stopped, and it'll continue printing. Yeah, which means just like with my Wanhao i3 that I had back then, I had that function too, and that was cool because I was able to do so. For example, so multicolor things like this phone holder. You can see here's a dark brown, then here's lighter brown. So as a stripe, you know, to make it two color, for example. If I would have paid attention, I would have, or, you know, it was already printing all the way up to this point where a friend came over and told me, hey, Don, how about making a second color in that so that you have like a stripe from a different color? And I was thinking, yeah, be no problem to do that, but I should have done that a long time ago, roughly in the middle of this, so that it looked a little bit better. I mean, it looks okay, but it could have been better. That was something that I did a couple of years ago on my Wanhao i3 that I had. Now, after learning all those little tricks and everything, yeah, I can do a lot more now with a single color printer. Oh yeah, and that one model that I have, that Ausmetzer battleship. Well, it's still sitting there. It's waiting for the rest of the parts, and I think it's going to be waiting a while longer because, well, for those of you who know me on Facebook, you know I have a donation spending running right now to get a resin printer. And I was thinking about just, I have it set at 400 euros, and then I'll take a look and see what I can get. For example, in eBay, I can get a photon with a couple rolls, a couple bottles of resin for around about 360, 380 euros, something like that. And that thing would have large enough build volume on it so that I wouldn't have any problem at all printing all the parts that are needed with the resin printer. Because the parts that need to be printed now, they're too small for an FDM printer. I mean, if I had a 0.1 or a 1 millimeter, 0.1 millimeter nozzle, I could probably print some of those parts, but I'm not sure. Right now, all I have for them is 0.4 nozzles. Now, but anyway, yeah, it's getting close now. There's about 6 windings on that roll, so that means I'd say 10 minutes, something like that. We'll be here there long enough so that we can check that out, get that up and running. But anyway, let me put this thing back on the side. Oh, yeah. This fan. Oh yeah. So I mean, it's really nice. And for all, I don't have to have this sensor on it for filament run out, because when that filament comes off the roll, I mean, okay, you have to be in the same room at that time, but when the filament comes off that roll, you'll hear that coming off, and you'll see about 3 or 4 windings right next to the print head, just hanging there, which is cool because then you can really keep your eye on it until it gets down to a point to where you can say, okay, pause, pull out that little bit that's there, throw that away, and then put in the new roll filament. And also when the rest is hanging down here, you can get rid of that empty spool. You can put new spool on, get everything all set up, you know. It's really nice. But I cannot understand why. I mean, there's nothing in the rails. There's nothing in the rails. Nothing hanging in there, so to say, to where you could say, okay, maybe that stopped the print head at one way or another. I mean, can't understand why I had such a layer shifting. For those of you that are new here, this is the size of the print that I'm printing. You can see here the layer shift that I had, and this is in the X-axis. I mean, if it was like this, if I was printing it like that, then it would have been in the Y, but this was being printed like that, and this is in the X. I mean, that made a hop of like 6, 7, 8 millimeters, something like that. The hop that did, I mean, this is really strange. This time when it gets up to that height, I'm going to slow the print down. I mean, right now it's printing at 60. When it gets up to that point, I'm going to slow it down to 40. Let it run slow, and then just keep my eyes open to see if something happens. Instead of watching TV or watching anything in YouTube, I'm going to be watching that thing for an hour or two. I mean, it's really nice that, you know, you have a printer sitting right next to you when you're doing other stuff, you know, because you can always just turn your head and take a look at what's going on. Everything's nice. Okay. You know, and what I'm going to try to do, maybe I'll have some luck this summer finding a different apartment with 2 bedrooms where I can say, okay, one of the bedrooms is going to be a hobby room, and then I'll have my own maker space away from the living room. Sometimes it's really annoying, you know, when somebody comes on a visit, comes into the living room and says, yeah, okay, is this your living room or is this your maker space? That's the big question. Hello? And then it's blue. If I remember correctly, that was yellow and blue. We mixed up for green. We'll see. A little dab of blue in there. Gradually transform the color. Well, if it stays like that, I think I'm going to have a good military green. I think I got just the right amount of blue for it. How's that going to look? Hey, almost be correct. Still enough on there. Just a small bit. Don't ask me why, but for some reason, a couple of days ago, I was messing around with all my connections that I have on the PC, and I started reconnecting stuff. I was having problems with my OBS and with the 920 that I have here as a new main camera. When I connected that up, I wasn't able to use the 525 anymore for some reason. No understandable reason why. I started reconnecting everything, and yeah, as you can see right now, I have here the 525, and here's the 920. But my Microsoft HD 5000 that I have over there that's normally watching the printing, now I can't get him connected in OBS for some reason. And I'd have to look and see if I can find a different USB connecting point on the PC. I have something like 7 or 8 different connecting points in front and in back. I think there's 3 in the front and something like 5 or 6 in the back. So I have enough USB connecting points. Yeah. I think I need another tab of blue. Now that's getting to the double green. That looks like a green that would be on a military rocket. That's not dark enough. I can still darken it up a little bit. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 windings. That's enough about another complete layer. And so now I'm going to have to put 2 layers on this. One layer is not going to be enough. Yep. I'm definitely going to have to put 2 layers on this one before it even starts getting to the right color. This paint is thin. Well, who knows, maybe I might even have to put a 3rd layer on it. Hey Andrew, how's it going? How you doing? Yeah, right now I got a lot. I got a lot to do, my friend. I got a lot to do. Lot to do and no time to do it. You know. Right now, I need to finish up my rocket and Groot Dia that I have. This is the rocket that's supposed to be on the display. I have to paint this one up, and of course, keep my eye on that printer. And anyway, I thought it's about time that I start doing some more live streaming. And I have a good reason to get some work done. June, there isn't still a lot to do. Still got some projects that I need to print. And I've got a lot of painting that I have to do. Can't believe it, how much I've still got to do. Soviet rocket? No, this is Stark Industries rocket. So to say. I'm going to get the green finished on it, and it's looking the right color from green, from military green. And I have a little bit of white here so that you can read this a little bit better, but there's a text here, Stark Industries. And I'm not even sure if you've seen this, Andrew, but this goes here. There you go. That goes here. There you have rocket. Rocket's already finished up and painted. And you have Groot standing here in the back. Hey, Bridge Valley. How you doing? That's a lot of work, a lot of painting that still has to be done on this one. I thought, well, today'd be a good day. It's warm enough so that the paint will dry quickly. Right now, I'm just waiting for the roll filament to finish up, so that. Thank you, Andrew. So that I can put on a new roll filament here. I got this laying here waiting to be put on, because that's going to be if everything goes good, that's around about 65-hour print that's supposed to be done. That gives something similar to this cloud formation here, this smoke formation, something similar, but that's in a larger scale, and that is for a Iron Man figure. And no, I do not have the Iron Man figure. I'm printing this for a good friend. Looks like I have some luck. 2 layers. And that thing is green, if I'm lucky enough. Whereby remember back then when I was in the Army, we even had some rockets on the base, Yankee Herc and Hawk Rockhaven. They were not only printed in green, they were printed in camouflage colors too. Vallejo paints, good coverage but expensive. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I do have it's taken me about 6 months now to get this collection together. This is the collection that I have in Vallejo colors. I was buying these through eBay. So to say, one set after another, or if one was selling off some paint that he didn't need, you know, and I had luck and get something for like 15, 20 euros with 10 or 15 bottles, you know. With the smoke plum, I don't print all of it. I cut the middle out and use the old pip of LEDs. It's amazing. I've got 3 Iron Man figures. Ah, cool, Andrew. That is cool. Wait a minute. Check out your channel. I think I'm already subbed to you, but I'm not sure. Nope. Looks like you need to make some more videos, Andrew, in your on your channel. I don't see too much there in 3D printing. Only one video, or maybe 2. Need to do more, Andrew. No, that with the pillow fluff and LEDs. That's interesting idea. Something that I might have to check out later on too. But this one's not for me. This one's for a good friend. And yeah, if I can get that thing printed for him. I mean, he's done a lot of favors for me in the past, so why not try and throw a rock into his garden, you know? Everything goes good. But yeah. So let that dry a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it's getting close. Do the health plats. Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean by that there, Andrew. I mean, it's been a while since I've done any live streams too. Now, I think it's a while here since I did my last video too, but I didn't really have anything to show off at it in the last couple of months. I wasn't doing too much, paying more attention to my health problems too. Oh, yeah. It's getting there. It's getting there. I got a new channel for my business I've just set up. Ah, cool. Yeah, 1 second. Add moderator. Yes. There you go, Andrew. If you want, you can post a link to your new channel if you want. You can go and take a look there. And I got a printer coming for review and said, oh, that sounds cool. Yeah. I've been trying to contact several of the manufacturers from resin printers, see if any of them would be interested in sending me one to test out and review. But, yeah, I mean, seems like they're not interested. So, if I happen to get the funds together that I need to buy one, one thing's for sure, I ain't gonna make a review on it for the company. I'll only make a couple of videos on it so that everybody else can see how good or how bad it is, all depending on how good or how bad that resin printer is that I buy. Right now, I've got something like 45 euros from donations on Facebook. And if everything goes good, because that money will be going right to my credit card account. And then what I'll do is I'll try and see if I can put something like 50 euros a month on that credit card too. Keep saving that money up until there's enough on it where I can buy a resin printer and some resin Ah, it's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting. It's getting there. I don't even have to watch, but I'll hear that when time comes for a filament change. When that little bit of filament that is hanging on the roll, when it drops down, you hear that. It's still wet. I have to wait a few seconds before I can turn this thing to the next side. It's getting there. It's getting there. Now, but when I started painting, before I started buying all the Vallejo paints in the grocery store where I buy all my food, they have middle aisles where you can find all kinds of other stuff in there. And one day they had this paint set. There you can see red, white, yellow, blue, and black. They had that, and this is acrylic color, also acrylic paint. Something like $4.99, no, €5, you know. And of course, if you know your color schemes, you know that when you mix yellow and red, you get orange, yellow, blue, you get green. And then yellow, red, blue, you can get a purple. Or what's it again? No, yellow, red, and blue. I think you get brown. No, I have to look at the chart. I can't remember all of them. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there. Almost ready to drop. Almost ready to drop. Still one winding on it. So, let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, you can see what I'm doing over there with the top camera. This is this has been laying around for several months, waiting for me to take my paint and brushes and start finishing it up. I think a couple of friends, they'll be amazed to see that it's finished next time when they come to visit me. Now I have to wait a little bit again. Mhm. Yeah, let's get that. Go get links. All right. Yeah, so it came into. Oh, sorry about that, Andrew. Sorry about that. Just tell your fiance, hey, there you go. Hear that? That's that's my filament sensor change signal. So as you can see, I can take off the old roll, then put the new roll on it. Just get that ready. And then I can see how much is here. And with a little bit of luck, that's going to be enough so that the outer shell will be finished. So that I can do a filament change when it's printing the support in the middle, if I'm lucky enough. Come on now, where are you printing? Okay, it's printing the inner shell. So that means I'm going to be lucky enough. I'm going to be lucky enough. Because when it gets this inner shell finished, it's going to start printing in either the 10% infill here, or it's going to be printing support. That won't be a problem at all. I just wait a little bit until this gets down to a point. You know, I don't like wasting filament. Huh? Good luck. Okay, Prince Rabbit. Take care of yourself now. Is that your new channel? Your new channel, Andrew? Hmm? Okay, something wrong with the link. You just submitted it, okay. Check that out later. Then I can go over there and sub you too. Now I just copied that link that you posted there. Tried to open it up, but I got a 404 warning. I'm not sure why. Stuff does dry fast. Looks like I'm going to have to mix up some more green. I don't have enough. I definitely don't have enough. Finish up this rocket in one scoop. Not yet. There's still enough in there. We're by, okay, it's already printing. But like I said, I don't like to waste filament, you know? But you can see right now it doesn't have too much more print before it starts printing the outer shell again. And when it starts printing the outer shell, that's one area where you want to avoid doing a filament filament change. So, so over here in this area, and all I have to do is just pull that one out. Push this one in. Continue. Okay. There you go. Easy as that. And from that 1 kilo roll of filament, that's all that's left over. I was on a 24-hour hold to verify account, but it should be active now. Just have to wait for the banner and the review unboxing printer, and then I'll get all my printers set up. Huh? 9 of them. Wow. 9 printers. Damn. That's a lot of printers. I still have a hypercube that needs to be finished up. I've got everything there for it, but and for the control board, and for the display, I need to print the boxes for that one, and then there was a few other things that I have to do. That one only has a 210 by 210 bed on it. I mean, okay, for most of the stuff, is that good enough? But that has a print height from about 260, 280, something like that. Something I have to check out when it's finished. And then I got an E3D V6 hot end on that. So that's going to be with a Bowden setup. And yeah, probably have that then sitting here, over here on the left-hand side on the table. So I'll be sitting right in between that one there and that one, and that one over there. Yeah, that one there and that one there. And then the resin printer. Now for the videos, I'll have it up here on the desk. But when it's really printing and doing stuff for me, I have that thing standing over there on the coffee table, because that's right next to the window. And then I could have a ventilation system running out the window for it, so that you won't have so much of a resin smell within this area. That's also why I want to try and find a different apartment where I can have my own extra room as a makerspace. When I get that done, that'd be terrific. I don't need any more yellow for that one. same color. This. So, down here, I mean, you can see there's a lot of work that you have to do on something like this. I do have airbrush, but I don't want to have that up and running here in my apartment. Airbrush, so it's something that I would, if I had a balcony here or ground floor and I had some kind of a patio out back, that's something that I would do there, but not here in the living area. 310, 310, 410. G-Tech 8. No, looks like you've got a lot of G-Techs. And C+XL and QXL and two self-boot printers that are in bits just now. Oh. You gave away two G-Tech Pro Ws and my Flash 4 Creator 2. I should be getting a Mongo Orange 10 DLP resin printer at some point. Wow. Now that is absolutely cool, Andrew. Yeah, but right now, I mean, thank God that printer is running. No problems with it right now. Because right at this time, you know, if that printer went down, that D9, if that one went down right now, then I'd have a problem that I'd have to try and fix before I can do anything else. Because the other printer, it's still in bits too. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done on it before it's up and ready to be printing. I don't know why. No. Should have saved my money and then buy a kit that's already complete, you know. But this one here, I mean, okay. Only thing that I had to really buy that was the large board and the display and the E3D V6 hot end. There's the NEMA 17 motors, bed. The bed and then NEMA 17 motors. They came from my old Wanhao i3 that was not running anymore. And thank God the motors are okay. Lots of the NEMA 17 motors, they're all okay. So I was able to salvage them. And then a friend of mine over there in the UK, when we were comparing prices for aluminum extrusion, we found out that what it would cost me here in Germany for 4 pieces, 20 by 20 in, I think it was 300 length. Yeah, 300 length, 4 of them, was somewhere around 20 euros. And he was checking out what prices he had, and he told me, I'll tell you what, Don, you send me a list of all the parts, of all the lengths that you need for the 2020 extrusion. I'll cut them to length and I'll send them to you, because that will not cost me more than 20 euros for all of the parts that you need. And at that time, what I was checking, that was for only 4 pieces, 20 by 20 by 300. And that would have costed me 20 euros at that time. And somehow that's a ridiculous price, but yeah, who knows? Yeah, but anyway, he sent me the framework. All I had to do is just buy the screws and the corner brackets and everything. And then get that framework all set up and running. That was no big problem. Taking these. This is cool. Ah, cool. I'm not sure. I think back then when I was thinking about building a hypercube, I also tried to contact a few of the manufacturers to see if there was one interested in sending me one. You know? I mean, yeah, if they would have sent me one, I would have been more than happy, you know. Set that thing up, make a couple of videos building it, make a couple of videos testing it out and everything. But yeah. And the funny thing is, at that time when I was contacting everybody, I had something like 4,500 subscribers. But I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, with that YouTube purge, I dropped down to 1,700. Oh no, down to 2,300 or something like that. I think it was something like 2,000, a little bit over 2,000 subscribers that I lost because of that purge that YouTube ran. I mean, that was really interesting to see. But that was also interesting to see what happened back then. There was one of the YouTubers who had something like, what was it, 100,000 subscribers. YouTube ran a purge through his channel, and he lost something like 90,000 subscribers, something like that. And he was at the point of where he was, I think he was going to go get a lawyer and start filing charges against YouTube because of that. But in the meantime, I think YouTube found out what the problem was, and he has something like 80 or 90,000 subscribers already back on his channel. That thing uses a lot of paint to get finished up. Oh yeah, but anyway, I see it's already 5 o'clock. I'm going to have to go because in about 25 minutes I have a appointment that I have to go and check out and see what's going on there. But yeah, I have to get everything up and ready and set up. And I think what I'll do is I'll slow this printer down to 40 until I get back, because I don't want this thing running at 60 like it is right now, and I'm not here to watch it. It's something I'm going to have to keep my eye on. But yeah, anyway, I do thank y'all for coming. If everything goes good, well, I'm not sure, but I think maybe next Saturday, if everything goes good, I'll be doing another live stream. If it's possible. Be happy to have you all join again. But anyway, until the next time, take care, everybody. Have a nice day. And have a super weekend, huh? Bye now.